that he moves away from the leg, but when he does that beautifully, think about the other things that we want to be working on as well. Okay, so slow and sideways. Slow and sideways. That's more like it. What movement is that? Leg yield. So let's do a training leg yield where we have bend in the opposite direction. So I love the position where the forehand was a bit leading. But as you leg yield to the left, we want to be bending to the right. Okay, that's perfect, but slow the tempo. Slow. Slow. And it always feels like you're underriding the walk, but that's when we get the best quality. That's it. That's correct. Yes. So that's going to be hard for you to make yourself slow down in the walk because, you know, we think that the march is important, in front of the leg is important, but for the quality of the gait, the quality of the walk, everything needs to be slower. Okay, now bending to the left and leg yielding to the right. More bend. Give with your right rein so the bend can happen. Too much sideways. Yeah. It's easy to go too much sideways. It's harder to go forwards than sideways. Also, Margaret, I don't like that the nose is wagging left and right like your dog's tail. Just turn up the center line there. Yep. So leg yield towards K. Forehand a little bit leading. Nose to the right. Bending to the right. More forehand. The haunches are leading. That's hard for him to do it well. Now bend. Give with your right rein. You can't bend your left if your right rein is so tight. Okay, transition to halt. Now when he's walking around the paddock, next time I want you to look at him and see if he's wagging his toes left and right. Nose left and right. Usually it's man-made. Right?
That's why I have my neck strap. So that I
You're avoiding the conversation.
I am.
I'm talking about your bad hands.
Yeah.
And you're talking about the next strap. You're avoiding. Okay, so bend to the left. This right rein has to give enough for this bend and flexion to happen. Now to keep it there, he's not going to keep it there all on his own. We have to just have a little vibration and then a softening. Now that's too strong and too quicker frequency. Just literally like a vibration. And then a give. Vibration and give. Vibration and give. So this outer rein, it's just there to receive the supples. It's there to receive the vibration. So if he's going this, that means you're suppling with both, left and right. So outer rein, remember last time we used the analogy like driving down the street with your parking brake partially on. So you're going on just with that feel. That's beautiful. That's nice. Okay. Good. Let's do that leg yield a couple more times. Why don't we go from the corner? Because actually the corner, if you did those 3 strides straight, like we did with Sarah, it's easier to get that forehand leading. Remember I demonstrated that if they're more parallel, the back legs hit. And if the forehand's more leading with bend, the right hind in this moment will have a clear passage to pass in front of the left hind. Very good. Slow with the rhythm. Slow, but everything else is good. Now the quarters are overtaken. You've got to feel that and make a quick adjustment. Good. Forehand leading. There you go. There, that's good again. Now, but you've got to monitor it so it's the same every step. Now relax through the short side, lower the pole, a bit of a frame resembling free walk. Now diagonal, 3 or 4 steps straight, and then bending left and turning it into a leg yield. So give with the right rein, which is just still. Practice those little vibrations like I showed you. The nose a little more left, there, keep it. So with your right spur, you're saying, to the haunches to overtake the front end. So not so much left spur and not so far behind the curve. Okay, onto your square, please. Sorry?
I thought you said halt. What do you?
Onto your square.
Onto your square. She heard me.
I heard you. I
Onto your
heard.
square.
I was like, are we stopping? What's happening?
So Sarah and Jackie did quarter turn on the forehand in each corner. Don't do anything, please. I'm still talking.
Just an idea.
I was just saying, Sarah and Jackie were doing a quarter of a turn on the forehand. At which point you should still be listening, like, I wonder what I'm gonna do if Sarah and Jackie were doing. So you're gonna do a quarter turn on the haunches. You're so anxious to please, huh? So anxious. So the quarter turn on the haunches is a little harder than the turn on the forehand, so that's what you can be
The
working
next
towards.
piece.
Oh, that's the next piece.
And
We practiced.
an important part of this, Margaret, is the slowing down and the bending, just like the other girls did in the turn on the forehand. So the slowing down and bending is the same, just the haunches are going in a different direction. Very nice, well done. And a couple of steps of kind of free walk, relaxing the body, now collecting the walk, more bend to the left as you go into the corner. So in the third level, when we have the half turn on the haunches, the activity of the hind has to stay. So as you go into this turn, count the tempo. 1, 2, bending, bending, haunches in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Short steps, count them, 1, 2, haunches in, 1, 2, 1, 2.
Should the front legs cross?
They're,
I know the hind shouldn't, but
yes. The front end shouldn't either, but they almost do, but then they don't.
okay.
That was a good, that was good maintaining the rhythm of the walk, well done. But more forward. So also, Margaret, in this exercise we're practicing forward walk, medium walk, extended walk, collected walk. We're practicing all the range of, all the gaits. Walk, trot, canter, forward and back in all gaits. Bending. So, Margaret, I think if you go stepwise, number 1, shortening, number 2, bending, and then when you have those two things, then the haunches come in during the turn. Bending, this is good, bending, this is good. All right, beautiful. So when you see the video, try to figure out what makes it good and what makes it not so good. So I think that time the clear steps helped you. Number 1, create a nice, useful walk. Number 2, short steps, but keeping the activity. Number 3, bending in the corner because you need bend for the half turn of the haunches. And number 4, mobilize the haunch inwards. Short steps, bending. Okay, so just for a moment there, very good. Just for a moment there, you asked for the bend in the same moment as you were half halting. So we can't use the 2 reins at the same time. Either inner rein or outer rein, but never at the same moment. Yeah, well done. One more and then let's do a half turn on the haunches. So we're doing a quarter. The quarter is easy, isn't it?
Yeah.
So let's do 2 quarters. 2 quarters make a half, if I remember correctly. Okay, slowing down, bending left, quarter, and now another quarter. 1, 2, 1, 2. See, honestly, if you did that in competition, it would be quite nice. The judging requirements, number 1, fluency, you had that. Number 2, suppleness, you showed that. Number 3, activity, could have been a little more active. and number 4, geometry. So geometry is the 4th most important thing. So you're going to get a good score because geometry is the least important.
Why do they hammer me on it so?
The most important, the rhythm, the activity, the fluency, and the bend. Very good, very well written. And straight ahead, think free walk, almost march into a bit of a extended walk type feel, just for 3 steps, and then shorten and position to the right. Bending. All right, good job. All right, rising trots, that was really good. Quarter, it's fun. Pirouettes, but the half pirouette becomes somewhat more complicated. So,
It gets exponentially more difficult the farther you go around.
Like I start them, and then I usually end up having like a leg.
Yeah.
I think I'm not sure, but maybe what worked for you was to think of 2 quarters.
Yeah.
I think because you finished the first quarter and then you rode the second quarter, maybe you stop riding as you get to the end of it.
You exhale and you let the last stride go. I'm guilty of it.
Okay, lower with the pole. Does he feel sound?
Yeah.
It looks
He feels
perfect.
a little tight, like he could be a little more forward.
It looks perfect. It looks great. So more forward when we're ready. More forward when his body is loose. More forward after we do our horse yoga. Always start out a little bit conservative. The more power we create by going more forward, the harder it is to work on the bend. The harder it is to work on the softness of the mouth. The harder it is to work on lowering the frame. So everything gets harder the more forward we go. So keep him slow, but in a very even tempo. 1, 2. 1, 2. Bending left, bending left. So you want to, in the first 15 minutes of your work, exaggerate the bend on your circles. Exaggerate the bend in the corners. Remember, the corner is 1/4 of a circle. That's good with the flexion down the long side. Bend in the corner, banana bend around your left foot. Good. Flexion on the short side. Bend again. Nice, Margaret. 20-meter circle, please. Lovely. Good. Okay, travers on the circle. So the important thing about, now straight ahead on your circle, straight ahead. A little more bend. Actually, the bend is fine, a little more flexion. So the important thing with the half turn on the haunches, the half pirouette, we're going to practice here. Just a normal circle, please. Normal circle. Okay, so I want you to concentrate on the front end of the horse. His front feet describe the circle. His nose needs to be to the left, not to the right. He keeps looking to the right. The nose needs to be to the left. So you either need to vibrate or supple the left rein more, or give a little bit with the outer rein so the bend can happen. That's good there. Now, when we do haunches in on the circle, I want you to concentrate more on the front end than the back end. Keep turning him left, keep bending him left, keep flexing him left. Keep the geometry of the circle, the forehand coming left, coming left, coming left. Very good, very good, very good. So when we think too much about the hind end, then we lose the bend. And then we start going in a straight line, losing our circle. Straight ahead on the circle, lower the pole, and some building steps of trot. Some building steps of trot. Still, think of the front end, the correct bend and flexion. Lower the pole, tap tap with the whip, lower the pole. And now shorter steps, so drop, but the tempo's the same. 1, 2, short steps, tap, tap, 1, 2, short steps, 1, 2. Good. And now haunches in on the circle. Please don't do haunches in until I ask. Otherwise, I'm gonna think that he's
crooked.
just straight. Were you wondering that too?
I said you're just gonna think he's crooked.
I'm just gonna think he's crooked, you're right. Good, keep the front end turning with bend.
He steps out a little through the shoulder anyway too, so it exaggerates.
Yeah, very good, love this. Lower the pole, straight ahead on your circle. Straight ahead on your circle doesn't mean you can straighten your body, I still want bending. And now building. I want you to apply, if you were riding some fancy horse in Germany, your boyfriend got a night job and he's spending all this money on your horse.
Boyfriend?
Wow!
Oh, dreaming.
His horse went so beautifully in front of, I just put a little bit of leg on and away he went. Well, you trained this horse for the same. You trained him just to go forward on a light leg. That's it. Beautiful. Rising trot to walk, not sitting. Slower, slower, slower. And loose rein and a big tap. Okay, great job.
Identify with the working for the girlfriend's horse.
A rich boyfriend was always plan A, but I still know where they are. It's hard to find them sometimes.
This barn where I keep my horse in Canada, it's 8 stalls. It's kind of a new place, and it's just the greatest barn. I've never been there before, but they all are just wonderful. You know, often there's one boarder that's a pain in the ass. They all are wonderful. We went to a show last week, and they said, okay, they have a group WhatsApp.
Yes.
And we're having scones and coffee.
That's how my clients are. I love every single one of
We're having gin and
them.
tonic at 3.
Yes.
So my ride time was at 3:40, so they were pretty pissed. So the
Oh, of course.
applause was, of course, amazing.
Most of my
one
owners
of-
are quite
one of them-
teetery by 10 a.m.
One of them came into the barn the other day, and they said, "Please don't judge me if you see me horse shopping with a 90-year-old man in a wheelchair."
I saw that. That was like posted.
There's a meme, isn't there, going
Yes.
around? I love that.
Our vet used to always tell us as kids, they were like, you don't find a money tree, you gotta find a rich husband.
It's still plan A, but it's harder than you think.
So with Jackie's horse, we did shoulder in shorter steps and more up with the pole. With your horse, we're doing travers or hunches in. But it's the same. What I want to see is the regularity of the trot not change as Jackie goes shoulder in, straight ahead, you go haunches in, straight ahead. The 1, 2, the regularity doesn't change. The regularity really, to me, refers to a tempo that's very even, but it's got some power in it. Sometimes I look at a horse, and very rarely I will see that the rhythm is slightly off, because, you know, trot is a two-time nail can do it. But what happens is the diagonal pairs, the left front and the right hind hit the ground at a slight millisecond later. Front back, front back, front back, so they don't have regularity.
Is that like when they're a little on the forehand, they get like a little
Sometimes
pulling?
a little on the forehand, or sometimes, you know, just that mare starting out tight.
Yeah.
So as you go from one to the other, that's where I want to see that tempo and the regularity really stay the same. And then in dressage, we do shoulder in to pass.
Yeah.
We do leg yield to canter. It's all the same. The softness of these transitions. Okay, let's do the right side. So, and also we're now starting to change the level of the pole.
Show me looks for me.
Up for the haunches in, a little more up, and a little down for the building. Let's talk about extended canter in third level test 1 and 3.
Yeah.
at the end of the extended canter is collected canter. Collected canter and collected anything, we see the highest level of the pole, right? So if collected canter is the highest level of the pole, it would make sense that extended canter is slightly lower. So not only do we want to show ground cover, but a lower pole at the end, collected canter, up with the pole. So we're kind of introducing that idea on this exercise. Lowering the pole with the building steps, raising the pole for the haunches in.
Can we also go over the mediums versus the extensions? I know that I should probably know this at this stage,
Yeah.
but,
So I would say a medium trot is, can you walk and chew gum at the same time? Can we do the exercise?
Yeah.
And I'm going to talk to you about the medium and the extended.
do you want me to start the exercise at the walk?
I want you to start trotting.
Okay.
Yeah, you've done a nice job with the trot walk. We're going to go to trot and do straight ahead in a bigger trot, and then shortening steps on the circle to haunches in or travers. So what I would do is I would start in your short trot, do travers, finish your travers, lower the pole, bigger with the trot. So medium trot is a lengthened trot with impulsion. The definition of impulsion is a prolonged period of suspension. So lengthen is some moderate lengthening of the frame and the stride, but with impulsion, which is push, push. So the lengthen at the lower level becomes a medium because of the push. And then the extended is a little more exaggeration of the ground cover. So let's say medium is more impulsion. The prolonged period is suspension. And extended, the emphasis is on the ground cover. Okay? A little more flexion to the right, please. Okay? On the circle, this is all on the circle. Don't change the exercise, please. 1, 2, regularity. I like the level of the pole. Remember to ride the front end on the circle. So you keep turning the front end, you keep bending to the right. We're just doing it with a little position inwards with the haunch. Good. Good. Now Margaret, finish your short steps and now lower the pole and some building steps. Building. Tap tap with the whip. Nothing's happening. And slow down again and start the building. The whole idea of the travers on the circle is to slow the tempo, and we try to take that slower tempo into the medium and just have more push, more impulsion, more ground cover. This is good. Now, number 1, straighten. Number 2, lower the pole. Number 3, tap tap with the whip and building slowly. Building, good. Building, good. A little more, building. This is the right pathway to getting a really awesome trot with this horse. And now slowing, 1, 2 with tempo. Slowing, 1, 2 with tempo. And then when you're in your shorter stride, we start the travers again. Stay on the circle, ride the front end, keep turning the front end, good. But regularity in the hunches in 1, 2, even tempo, 1, 2, very good, very good. So now I can see a nice half pass in there when you do this.
Right
It's
there.
the regularity. Lower the pole and lower the pole more and building. The idea of lowering the pole is that we're asking the hindquarter to push and come more forward in a moment where the back is relaxed. We know the back is relaxed because the pole is lower. Good. And shorter steps, straight ahead on the circle, tap, tap. Straight ahead. Short steps, don't start the haunches until you have the quality short strided trot. More flexion, more flexion. Again, your hands are acting together a little bit. Good. And now travers. Very good. Regularity. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Lovely. Straight ahead down the long side. Straight ahead down the long side. Straight ahead means, sorry, we finish
No
the
lateral.
lateral work. Bending in the corner. Travers down the long side. So the nose is looking straight down towards the red mounting block, and the haunches are placed inwards. 1, 2, regularity. You did a better job on the circle with the regularity. I think you get the position and you go into neutral. Circle 15 meters, and let's have more power. Flexion to the right. Sometimes you get hanging with your left rein, and it takes the flexion away. That's beautiful, Margaret. This is very good. Go large, travers. Okay, go large means go straight ahead. Let's go large around the whole arena. Travers down the long side.
It's a very European thing to say go large.
Is it?
That's the only reason I know it, because I started riding in England when I was young.
Okay, now regularity. 1, 2. 1, 2. This is correct.
Beautiful.
This is correct. Straight ahead and bending in the corner. Okay, cross the diagonal. And now on the diagonal, travers to the right. 1, 2. Regularity. 1, 2. More position. 1, 2. More haunch. 1, 2. 1, 2. Don't slow down. 1, 2. 1, 2. Bending left. 15-meter circle. You're still bending right. Stop. This is just classic in all aspects of dressage. We go across the diagonal with half pass. You get to K. We have now gone from the right rein to the left rein by going across the diagonal. So here, it's got to be that obvious. So now we have banana bend through the corner, and for you and your horse, and yours on a bad day, Maggie, just this ability to bend, this is horse yoga. Use every corner to keep that tightness out of him. Keep that suppleness in him.
Almost like you could go back to the half pass, like the half pass
Yeah.
zigzag.
Yeah. Okay. But, so, important steps. Important steps. I love, put in your notebook, I love the travers on the circle for him because he finds the regularity quite easy.
Yeah.
And then we do straight line with haunches in. And then we do straight line haunches in. And I can see how the half passes are not as good as they could be because when you do travers on the circle, you kind of, the fluency seems to come a little bit easier. But I think on the straight line, you get a little bit obsessed with the position and less obsessed with the tempo and the regularity. He's positioning himself. You've got to step strong. Let's do circle. Travers to the right. Bending in the corner. Flexion in the short side. Bending in the corner. Straighten for 3 steps. Haunches in right. Okay, the worst thing is to start out haunches leading. I'm thinking 6 out of 10 horses start out haunches leading.
And you can't catch the shoulder
And
again.
no way can you be more than a 6 or 6'5", no matter if you're riding red red. If the haunches lead for 3 steps and then it's perfect, it's still not quite good, 7. It's still never quite good because it started out in the 1 to 6. So, as you make me turn and look at me, Margaret. So we bend in the turn, horse yoga, please walk. We bend in the turn, horse yoga. Across the diagonal, 1, 2, haunches in. The judge will not say position sooner
No.
because 1, 2 is like a millisecond. It's not even 1 second. 1 second. You've already done 2 steps. Just 1 second. But it guarantees the hunches will not leave. So 1, 2, hunches in. And then as you go across the diagonal, don't go faster. Just keep it strong. Keep it positive. Alright, so circle, travers, bending, bending, straight to 2 steps, travers. And what are you going to do at the end? Big change of bend. So excited.
I like it. I said it reminds me when I teach. If people can't get their geometry, I'm up marching around. Here, here, here.
I just realized something. 2 years ago, I was in Massachusetts giving a thing. They sent me some photographs, and I'm doing this. And last week, last week I was in Calgary, and I was doing this.
I
And
see it, bend
I
shoulder.
just did it. I'm like, now I know why they capture these photographs, because
It's
you know
expressive.
what? We're all very visual.
It means you have enthusiasm, you care.
Good.
Care enough to get up.
One more circle. The regularity could be better. You know what you need to do? Raise trot poles in the corner of the ring. 4, 3 feet on the inside, 5 feet on the outside, raised on the outside of those beautiful white blocks. You already got them.
Yeah.
And then not only do them, but sense the feel that those things give you in the trot. It's almost massagey. All right. Are you ready for your travers down the long side? Bending in the corner, horse yoga. So, right leg forward, left leg back. 1, 2. Good. 1, 2. 1, 2. So there's no reason he can't do the same on the diagonal. Good. Bending. Bending. Regularity. 1, 2. Haunches in right. 1, 2. Yes. Beautiful. 1, 2. Left leg forward, bend, left, give it a bend, more. 10-meter circle there. The haunches are in. Back to walk. A 15-meter square with turn on the forehand, 1/4 turn on the forehand in each corner. 15-meter square. Then left haunches go right. Put your whip in your left hand, please. And straight ahead. Flexion left. Okay, slow down the walk, turn on the forehand. 1/4 turn on the forehand. Bending. Tap, tap. Halt. Why are we doing that? Why are we doing that? Because you did a beautiful half pass. You bent left and the haunches stayed left. So if you think of that, what that inside leg is teaching him to do, 1/4 turn on the forehand, it's teaching the hunch to go out. You don't really want the hunch to go out in the corner, but we sure don't want it to go in. Okay, let's do the same right the other way, shall we? The half pass is lovely. You do have, can I make a suggestion? When you're doing the half passes on your own, you borrow the wheelbarrow, and you do a straight line. Now this is beautiful drag.
Oh, nice. That's
And then
good.
you do, just like it's the wall, punches in
You
on the
can see your
diagonal.
line.
So pretend it's your massage fence.
Yeah.
Pretend it's the side of the arena.
Or drag a pole or anything. Might use
And
that.
about, anything you ride IQ?
I've listened to a few.
And
I
it might
did. I
be a-
listened to you.
It might be a USCA podcast, but I did all the ride dressage reviews last year.
Oh, cool.
Did you hear this?
I didn't listen to all the dressage tests because I wasn't riding them, but I listened to your turn on the forehand one and the.
So I did a review of
Something
all
else.
25 tests that came
Oh
out
my
last
god.
Yeah.
It takes a long time. I
And
bet.
they've been asking me to do the FAI ones, so I finally did I thought the Olympics through. Let's start with the Olympic bicycle
Yeah.
test.
Oh, that's fun.
And I say in the beginning, you need to have a test to follow because it's quarter line to quarter line.
Yeah, yeah.
No letters, it's not letter to letter. It's really complicated.
Yeah.
So I gave a clinic last, in fact it was here.
The one in March?
No, we had to cancel that one.
Oh, well then I feel better that I
It
couldn't
was-
make it.
it
So
was
I didn't
here.
miss anything.
No, I couldn't take it either. No, it was here, and I tell the story. It was here that a lady on a gray horse said, "Thank you," but it was a bit wild.
Oh, that was Dee Dee Callahan
Was it?
with that horse that she does third level on now.
And she said, "Thank you for the lesson, Peter. I listened to your dressage test reviews." It wasn't her. And she said, "No, it wasn't her." She said, "Me and my husband listen to them every night before we go to bed." And I thought, that's kind of weird. And I said, "Is your husband an event rider too?"
I feel a
No,
little
he's an
uncomfortable.
insomniac. About the fifth movement, he's like fast asleep.
I listen to, so Katie's lessons, you know, she records them on Pivo,
Yes.
and she'll put them on YouTube, and I listen to her lessons like a podcast.
Oh, good.
Mhm.
Okay, so things here that he is quite maneuverable, at least on the right rein. But you get, I think, a little bit preoccupied with the position staying consistent, and you forget about the quality of the trot. And then when you lose the regularity of the trot, and then you lose the position of the half pass. So it's an easy fix. Uh-oh, guess what's happening?
Why
Oh,
can't you
I'm
take
wagging.
money?
He's wagging his tail again. The nose going left and right. So the right hand is too rigid. It's firm and still, like driving down the street with your brake pad partially on. It's firm but not strong. When you hear people say that the outside rein is the dominant rein, I used to say, think of 3 pounds of pressure on the outside rein, 3 ounces on the inside rein, but it's wrong. That was wrong for me to say that. It's 3 ounces on the outside that's consistent, 3 ounces on the inside that's intermittent. Just a little vibration of the softness. Okay, work through the softness because he's against you at this moment. Now give him a little pat and say thank you. You need to be a better teacher. The nose needs to be a little more left, the bend is good. Okay, trot a circle. We're going to do travers down the long side. We're going to do a couple before we brave the diagonal. Okay, your right arm is starting to do something awkward. Keep it low and closer to your left one. That's it. That's a beautiful trot. Add 5% more power, and then I'm very happy. Yes, 1, 2. 1, 2. By the way, I like the way you post the trot. What does she do? Instead of going up and down like Humpty Dumpty, she, with a relaxed back, lower back, she goes forward with the hips and the back. Forward the hips and the back, very smoothly. Well done. Uh-oh, it's fading. We just went from 2,000 RPMs down to 1,000. Work out the suppleness without taking your leg off. Okay, that's good. All right, haunches in down the long side. Repeat the 1, 2. Concentrate on the 1, 2. Yes. Good. 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 Riding's not easy. She's got to think about the position, the power, and the bloody mouth to keep it soft, pointing in the right direction. Still with this head. It's not an easy sport. We have a little bit of left bend. You should be looking straight down the track without bending. 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 Think of that turn on the forehead. Left leg on, asking his haunch to respect the inside leg in the corner. Good. 1, 2. 1, 2. Very good. Super. Okay, bending. Let's try the diagonal. 1, 2, and launches in. To the right. The left hand. Yes, good. Regularity. 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 Big change of bend. Right leg on, bending right. Thank you. Halt. Halt. Okay, in your journal, you have to put left half pass. The haunches are trailing. Everything else was super. The rhythm, the regularity, fluency, the bending, but we're talking about the position. So, and the left half pass. So what you want to do is a little bit like what I told Jackie at the Traveler in the Walk. Slow the front end down and let the hind quarter catch up. Okay, so he's doing half pass with the haunches a little trailing. Slow the front end down. Don't pass necessarily more leg. So the position just shifts a little bit. Let's try that. And we have to ride with most horses. The shoulder end of the half pass is slightly different on each leg.
Yeah.
Hard to be the correct position because, like people, horses are one-sided. Lower the pole, don't let them do that. The biggest problem is there's no bend, no bend, no bend. Bend is your friend. You learned that 2 years ago. If he's against your hand, the first thing to do is go on a circle and bend him, and then he'll drop his head. Good. Remember the following hand in the walk, the elbow slightly relaxing. Let's do that circle again with more flexion. We have a little bit of tail wagging left and right again. Flexion left, give with the right rein slightly, and keep your right rein still. And with your left rein, just say, please bend, please flex, please be soft, please lower your head. One more circle. Don't try hard, just be consistent and clear. There you go. Now tell him good boy. If you don't repeat when he's bad, and if you don't reward when he's good, he's not going to catch on as fast. All right, well done. Trot ahead. Okay, very nice. Travers. Good. Much better with the stillness of the head. Now take your right leg off, left leg on through this corner. Look at the haunch go right. Okay, now let's have a diagonal half pass left. 1, 2. 1, 2. Okay, 2 steps and then haunches in left. Slow down the front end with your right half halts and ask the hind quarter to catch up. Catch up. Down the center line, bending, bending, onto the turn. Onto the center line, please. Bigger with the trot, bigger with the trot, always bigger, slower, bending left, bending right. Okay, bending onto the center line. Good. And now right away, a half circle left 10 meters. Bend, give with the right rein. Okay, diagonal coming up. 1, 2, haunches in left. The front end is still way too far ahead. 1, 2, now more haunch. Right rein, slow the right, first slow the front end down. That's it, right spur, keep the hind end moving to the left. Yes. Down the center line with bend, bending right, bending right. Very good. Right away, a half circle left 10 meters. So what are we doing at each end? We're changing the reins so we address the left half pass, left half pass, left half pass, the right one is fine. Oh gosh, the haunches are coming in far. Okay, circle, almost a medium trot. You've got to get him in front of the leg. Come on, tap, tap. Good. Tell him good boy. Now slow down but keep the power. Slow down but keep the power. Okay, lower the pole. Okay. Diagonal. That was quite good you did with the positioning. It was hard work for both of you. 1, 2, haunches left. Now half halt right, push the haunch left. Half halt right, push the haunch left. Half halt right, push the haunch left.
There.
Bending right, bending right. Okay, diagonal. Diagonal, another diagonal. half pass to the right. This is his easy way. 1, 2, 1, 2, and hunches in. Yes. Yes. 1, 2. Regularity. This the only problem with this with the last time is the regularity. Big change of bend. Left leg forward. Oh my. Loose rein and pattern. Good job. Very nice. Well done, Margaret. He's doing great.
You feel really good.
Yeah.
Just takes a lot of
So
stuff.
with that left half pass,
Yeah.
it is just positioning his body that's the hard part. That positioning of the body would be hard for him in walk or trot or canter. So practice it a lot in the walk with the more parallel position, almost a leg yield with left bend, so he learns to really step over with that right hand. So just as a visual, he's doing the left half pass with the forehead just a little bit in front. You did a good job. You slowed it down, brought him a little more parallel, but practice quite a parallel leg yield to the left with left bend in the walk.
What do you think, buddy?
He,
Good job.
he finds the positioning at like the second, like the last quarter line, it finally clicks. It's like
Yes.
you need more space to give him to
Yes.
sort it out.
Have
Do
you
it in a
ever
big
been
field.
to, Jackie, have you ever been to Wyndham Oaks?
Mm-mm.
Oh my god, their indoor is like the size of an airplane hangar. Like you can just get lost in it. So that's where I take lessons.
Oh, there you go.
I will say that that is really impressive, and you can have like 3 riding lessons going on at the same time. But it's very easy just to go wandering.
Oh, sure. I bet if you
I
just
don't
go
know what
round
you're
and round,
talking
you'll
about.
never
I
get
don't
anything
wonder.
done.
Yeah, with young horses, it's actually the smaller the
Compress
indoor,
it
the
is
better.
better.
Keeps them turning, keeps them moving. The big space, they're lost and they'll be all over the
They
place.
just run off.
I get banned from the indoor sometimes, and I have to go ride in the dressage arena. Becky's like, seriously, Margaret, like, you need to live in this arena.
So Margaret, do you have any questions?
No, I mean, I'm sure I'll come up with some questions.
She's doing very well, I must
I'm
say.
really happy with, yeah, we shockwaved his neck too. Just cause. We were shockwaving his back, so might as well do his neck, and I think that has helped as well. It's just such a good,
So going back to, I was trying to help Margaret with the medium and extended.
yeah.
So we have working trot. Then I want you to think of the medium being a trot with impulsion. Impulsion being a prolonged period of suspension, so it has a little bit of a push.
Yeah.
And then for extended, you do medium impulsion, but with ground cover.
My comments have been that they look the same. And I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. But we've only done the 3rd level test twice, so. What do you think, buddy? Thank you. We'll be back. So this is Cindy.
This is Cindy in.
Yes. And she's done a handful of training levels now, right? Yeah.
I have to take her to
So.
Is she your friend or student?
She's my student.
This first class then.